Because, you know, relatively speaking, I think, personally speaking, that platforming genre is honestly my favorite type of genre, just because it really tests your skills and precision and all that stuff, and that's the only thing I do really become pretty good when it comes to platformer games as well. So, as a result, yeah, I think Lift Leapers was actually one of the best minigames I've ever played, in this game in particular, so... But anyway, as you can tell, I've now pretty much reached to Twilight here, thanks to my regular mushroom that I've used. Even though, despite I've got 1, but ultimately I've got 10, so that makes 11. So as a result, I should be able to actually guarantee to get myself another 5 stars. So that pretty much gonna leads me up to 20 stars. You know, get it? Because, you know, it's the easiest board to get a whole bunch of stars from. Especially that, you know, with Star Bank managed to come into play. So, yeah, that's sure it's something. No matter what, though, I think I should land on the dual space. Because no matter what, though, we have not seen that much dual minigames so far. So, I think we're also able to do another one quickly. So, we'll bet on for stars again. So, let's see what minigame are we playing next. Well, I can tell it is Bonanza. Kind of a cool name for a minigame like this, so yeah, let's hop right in. Round up pink boos and herd them into your pen. Whoever curls the most pink boos wins. So basically we have to do some sort of like a similar game, like herding up the sheep and stuff like that. In fact, one of those minigames, from Wii Party does remind me of this, except rather than using a bell, but rather we have to able to gather the pink boos into your pens as possible. So yeah, it's pretty easy though if you get the hang of it though, if you're trying to able to crowd them and stuff like that. So, but you know, you get the idea about that. So. Oh yeah, today's day is of course the, I would say today is the 19th of September today, in this case in 2021, so I think I get the feeling from that. Yeah, I think it's the 19th today, so yeah, it feels like we're almost getting quite close towards the end of September already, so either way though, you probably get the idea about what this is going to come up, and well, we only got about 5 more days to go until, you know, My Little Pony, I keep on saying a Rainbow Road Trip again. I keep thinking about that. Anyway, My Little Pony and New Generation on Netflix will be up in about 5 or so days left now, so not long now. So, I don't think I can give my first impressions or my final thoughts of the film yet until when I think I'll mention more about it whenever we get on to, like, let's just say until the 5th board, just because, well, I'll probably mention about it briefly until whenever we get into my least favorite board, until specifically next week, so... Okay, so it looks like Minnie Bowser's gonna be able to do the hardest hat shuffle event, and because this, if you couldn't tell, this is at nighttime, and as a result you have to do with like, how much hats are there? 6 hats, and if you get this correct, I believe you, your reward is by getting 3 stars, and then in daytime though you're able to deal with like 3 hats, and if you manage to win those kinds of things like this, you get 2 stars. So there's another great way you can able to get stars with, but a pretty tricky game to able to actually win this though, just because some of these hats can move ridiculously fast, and as a result, unlike in Shell Game that I've pretty much gone for that no problem, but in here though, is that it's kind of hard to keep in track with it sometimes. Even though I must admit though, whenever I managed to play this board for quite some time, and as a result, I just lost track of myself about, you know, obtaining stars with. Even though, mind you, I just somehow managed to ignore that event, just because of how the fact that how tricky that is, or even in this case, quite difficult. So, but as a result, that's as far as I can usually try to describe it, so... so Daisy got the Goomba Orb, and she managed to able to use her Super Shroom, and she managed to go all the way back to the very beginning of the board. Even though, mind you, she hasn't got that much coins though, like only 2 coins, to bet on the star. So I don't know if someone might able to actually get the happening stars or something like that. I think my prediction might be actually be Minnie Bowser might able to get the happening star or the action star as what's known in this game. So that could be something. Alright, once again, 4-player game that we can play. And it looks like we are playing a new minigame, Blooper Scooper. An alright minigame, despite there are some questionable design choices what they're going for. But anyway, swim furiously to avoid getting sucked into a whirlpool created by a giant blooper. The last player swimming wins. So basically we just need to be able to avoid the giant blooper. Now, if you remember from the likes of the DK minigame, Tally Me Banana, basically if you look carefully enough on the top left corner that I forgot to mention about, in Tally Me Banana minigame, you can actually able to see giant blooper in the distance. And as a result, that's the only thing I totally forgot to mention about. Ever since whenever we first come across into that minigame twice, so... no, that's not helping me at all, especially that these boxes or crates get in my way, and it also doesn't help that these tentacles are pretty easy to get hit of. But yeah, it might be pretty awkward though at times to me though, but that's how it goes for the actual minigame itself. But I will say this is that this minigame is a little bit better than the Cheep Cheep Chase, despite the fact that Cheep Cheep Chase will be back on Mario Party Superstars, which I wasn't terribly fond of, or I wasn't too thrilled about. Mainly it's because about the fact that I'm really hoping that they'll still fix the problem with, you know, just keep the actual, like, fixed camera and then just... Even though it's kind of hard to say at this point, because I know that's how I believe we only got about a month and 10 days for now until that game is about to be released. So at least that sure is something I'm looking forward to still. So, but at least we are still almost there to our catch-up moment for the Mario Party series at this point, because I know that generally speaking that we actually did these Mario Party Let's Plays quite nicely, especially noticeable with the much more improvement quality for certain Let's Plays as far as you already guys know about. Like, for instance, you know, Mario Party DS, Mario Party Advance, etc, etc. So, but at least that's, you know what I'm saying. Alright, so we go with Pop Star again. One thing I should forgot to mention about this either is that this name right here for the minigame, this is not to be confused as the Pop Star as in Kirby's home planet. Yeah, because of the forms of Pop Stars, the forms of, well, Kirby's habitat, or his home rather. So even then though, that seems a pretty cool reference there. But I digress. So, yeah, another thing is worth noting for is the fact that, honestly, I do actually like, you know, other genres as well. Like, for instance, although aside from platformers and all that stuff, which I still enjoy, and also enjoy action, adventure, party, and also kart racing, or just racing games in general, and even some RPGs every once in a while. The only genres I'm not particularly fond of is JRPGs, just because, while I did manage to try one of them, like, I don't know, it just doesn't sell well with me. The actual gameplay style doesn't seem to be able to work for me, and as a result, that's why basically we just basically no longer have our copy of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, just because I have no idea. It's just the actual battle system just ruins it for me, and especially noticeable. Although, still, I will give the actual Switch version some credit. The visuals do look a bit better than the other two versions, but it's just I'm just not a big JRPG genre kind of guy. Or, in this case, I'm a car bird, as far I like to call it that, so... Anyway, but I might be biased when it comes to certain things, and especially that was, in my opinion, that, you know, any other genres, as I mentioned, that these are the only genres I actually do enjoy. But, again, I might be biased for that, so... Oh, and also during that time is the fact that I believe that we only got about 11 days to go, specifically in the UK country, like I'm still in right now, the No Time to Die James Bond film is going to be on its way. So even then though, might be a perfect opportunity if we're able to discuss that until whenever we get on to like the 5th board or the final board in Mario Party 6. Although I will say this right now, I think I should probably mention more about it whenever we get onto the final board in Mario Party 6. So, and then just around that time, it will be just exactly before my birthday. So because of that though, I was pretty stoked or stunned to able to actually notice that some of these days go by very fast, as we already said this loads of times already. So, alright, new minigame, Sunday Drivers. And I believe this could be something related to a golf game of any sort, so yeah, it's definitely golf. Press the buttons according to the Shy Guy's orders to hit the golf ball. Whoever hits 10 balls first wins. So basically we have to get all 10 golf balls getting swinged and shot by, and to deal with all that we have to do it with a timer as well. So yeah, let's begin. And I have no idea what's going on with that sound over there. I think it's mainly because that's why I mentioned this earlier, that unfortunately my GameCube is actually getting a bit hiccupy again, which I definitely still need to sort that out. Well, it wasn't until whenever we get into Mario Party 7, the last of the Mario Party games on the GameCube system. But regardless of everything else though, I think it still goes okay enough. Certainly a lot more better than the forms of how it does it when Mario Party 5 is implemented, because remember how Mighty has a bit of a struggles with the forms of the GameCube system? Like, sometimes it doesn't seem able to read quite fast. Although, mind you, because of the forms of our discs might be a bit scratched up. But at least it still functions well enough. But it's just that my GameCube at the moment, just having some bit of struggles at that point. But, oh well, no big deal. Not the end of the world, I hope. Okay, so it looks like Minnie Bowser gets a 6, the actual number of the title. And then whenever we get into Mario Party 7, if we stumble across the 7 as a number on a dice block, it'll be, you know, the same number as the title. Like, I think we'll let someplace else will mention more about it. And, you know, until we get to Mario Party 7. Speaking of 7, there you go. Alright, so let's see what Daisy's gonna do here. She might able to actually play a slot machine game, so sometimes I will have to admit though right away is the fact that these computer players are actually super lucky with those slot machines, because whenever I was trying to able to play the slot machine, as you saw that I did manage to play one of them, and unfortunately I can never afford to able to win those because of, you know, strict timing window or something. Well, most notably on the 3rd slot though, because good lord, the 3rd slot has always been the hardest to able to hit it. Especially noticeable that usually I'm not exactly a huge gamble fest macaw, or yeah, just anything else like that, because obviously Blue and I just refuses to able to gamble in real life. I mean, that's all there is to know. Alright, back to cash flow again, but this time we're dealing with in the daytime now. So because of that, hopefully we might as well able to grab some coins, potentially. And somehow my GameCube is acting so odd again, which I definitely need to sort that out. It's so nice with the actual visuals like this, especially how it's all bright and colorful and everything. Even with the actual, you can see the actual, the crystal blue water sea in the actual background, and it's so impressive to look at. But that's not to say with the forms of sightseeing from now on, because we are still grabbing some coins. And this time we grab 15 coins. Although Waluigi's doing pretty badly, like only 4 coins. Like, is that enough? Nah, I might be optimistic about that, or enthusiastic about that, but anyway. It looks like that we've almost there towards the end of Faire Square. Even though it's kind of a shame that we can't able to actually like play this board. Oh wait, kind of think about it. Oh sweet, I got myself a DK space. Even though mind you, we've already played all of the DK mini games since, you know, Towering Treetop, the only one board that we have actually managed to play every single mini games like this. Oh, and by the way, I don't think the star icon appears in this board though if you're in a DK bonus, despite the fact that I've got myself just only 5 coins, and yeah, it's very little. Oh yeah, something's worth mentioning though is the fact that I've already mentioned about this before. As far as Minnie Bowser is concerned, this is his final time he will become playable, and because of that though, until Mario Party events roll around, and Mario Party 7, that he no longer become playable, and he's now in part of the Bowser side ever since Mario Party 1 all the way up to Mario Party 4. So, at least specifically when it comes to like the N64 trilogy always calls in Baby Bowser for likely trying to referencing, you know, Yoshi's Island or something. But as far as I'm aware, that they changed the name in 2002 all the way up to like 2005, or generally speaking in the UK, usually in 2006. So. But anyway, 1 versus 3 again, and let's see if we can get... Oh, awesome! We got ourselves the last minigame in 1 versus 3 minigames. So in this case, Stage Fright. So, let's see. 3 players on moving platforms fire balls at the stage. 1 player has to run around the stage to avoid getting hit. And this minigame might be a bit similar to Archer Rifle from Mario Party 2, although in a reverse way. So because of that though, 1 player now needs to avoid the actual incoming projectiles, while the team of 3 now needs to give a bit of a payback by able to actually just to deal with an Archer Rifle, because in Archer Rifle, 1 player can do the actual bow and arrow shooting, and then the other 3 players have to avoid. And while at it though, that they're just trying to deal with the cardboard cutouts of Toad, or Boo, or Baby Bowser for that matter, to get in your way. So, yeah, that pretty much summarized that. So, this minigame can be a bit tricky though, especially my computers, or the computer AI just doing absolutely an idiots on that, while Minnie Bowser just managed to survive. So, at least I'll let Minnie Bowser win on that one. Even then, whenever I've managed able to play this minigame for the first time, I just got rage quit on that particular minigame when I was playing this on solo mode, if I recall correctly. And, I do apologize for my belching, I do apologize for that, because, usually because I was quite hungry at this point, so... Oh, jeez Louise, it's now 40 coins! Way too expensive there, Twyla. Just expensive. So anyways, I'm in first because I got 21 stars, Waluigi's in second, Minnie Bowser's in third, and Daisy's in last. So... let's see what the last 5 turn events is going to be in Faire Square. After all, we've already seen 2 events so far, but it looks like we're going to the same event as last time since EGAD's Garage. Character spaces. Which is to be expected by that point, so... quite a few traps, quite a few character spaces, and that's pretty much how that goes. So... in fact, this is actually the second time we've seen this event, so... anyway, let's just go and use my Super Shroom Orb here, so just in case I can able to get... I think I'm also trying to get that 1 star, and that will be about it. So, 2, that sucks, 9, better, and 5, okay. Just okay. Okay, anyway, enough about that laughing thing all going on here. Alright, so let's see if we can, you know, just purchase 1 star and that's it. Even though it's not much by the comparison, but regardless of such, I might try and able to get more coins later down the road for, you know, winning minigames and also some bonusy minigames I can able to, you know, invest in with it. And, well, even then, that we only got 1 bonusy minigame left. In terms of the actual minigame selection that we've only got left, and that's what appears to be Money Belt, as in a 4-player minigame, but we have not seen that minigame since, so... but hopefully we'll get around to that one point, so... Alright, so Minnie Bowser's gonna place his, I think that's a Piranha Plant orb. Yeah, I kind of think about it, because I think I've recognized the actual, you know, the Piranha Plant himself, so, I guess that's the only thing we definitely need to avoid. Because, you know, if you land on that, then you lose half of your coins and give it to someone else. Because even though, unlike in Mario Party 5, as I said this earlier, that, it doesn't give anyone else's coins, so... Oh, Jackpot! For Minnie Bowser. See, that's what happens right there. Basically... If you get 3 treasures, you grant the insane amount of coins as what's shown on the top. How lucky you are. Only 45 coins though. So potentially I think Minnie Bowser might potentially try to get even more stars from here. At least assuming if he doesn't get like low numbers or anything else like that. Oh gosh, some more daisy spaces that I have to avoid. 9. And she's probably gonna go onto the other way. Well, despite the fact that she only got like, I think she got enough for able to purchase a singular star, but I don't think she can able to afford the, you know, the 40 coins worth. Alright, duel time between Waluigi and Minnie Bowser because they land on the same spot as each other, and they're dueling for stars. So let's see what minigame are they gonna be playing while I just sit back and watch. And they're playing Booed Off the Stage. I do like the name of this minigame though, and I actually don't mind this minigame at all, especially notable that it gets pretty intense though, even though despite there are some annoying obstacles getting your way. But honestly it doesn't bother me at all though. Some people might disagree, but I actually do like this minigame, so... But it's a shame I can't play it, because, you know, both Waluigi and Minnie Bowser are playing it, so... God knows if someone might actually win this. Well, Waluigi wins that. So in this case, that Waluigi will get 2 stars. So after all that, you know, the jackpot luckiness, Minnie Bowser, despite the fact that you've lost 1 star due to this duel minigame, so... But at least you'll still get more. Alright, so... Once again, 4-player minigame, so... Let's see how this goes though, hey? Oh, money belts, money belts. Ah, so close, but we are playing odd card out again. I think that was actually, this is gonna be the 3rd time we're gonna be playing this minigame kind of thing about it. But still, we're literally so close to able to actually just to see, you know, some new minigames and stuff like that. But again, as we said this several times in the Mario Party's past, Let's Plays, then basically we're still able to come across into repeats every once in a while. But it doesn't bother me at all though. Okay, so I think I'm only at 1 point left as well. That's definitely a B, because that Goomba on the left does not looking down, unlike the other 2 here. Between the center and the right. And regardless of such, flawless victory. Without even like, you know, getting delayed or just getting an answer wrong. And, well, just anything else for that matter. Alright, last 4 turns in Faire Square. And I just get 5 for some particular reason. But, regardless of such though, that I think I should be safe from avoiding those, you know, daisy character spaces and stuff like that. And meanwhile for Minnie Bowser, that he's probably gonna land on a daisy spot. And what that does. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a toadie! And he's gonna steal his orb. And give it to Daisy. Oh, that's what it does. Because unlike in Mario Party 5, you have to deal with the actual roulette wheel. And if it lands on some person or some player, they do manage to able to try to shuffle up those capsules and what have you. Kind of like, you know, what Kamek does in Mario Party 5. But now it switches up a bit by... Make everything else a little bit more different for a change. But yeah, that's as far as I can say about this discussion at this point today, for this point. I know it seems not much, but regardless of such though, is the fact that I'm so looking forward until, you know, until when we get to October, and especially next week, that I can definitely get my opportunity chance to able to actually just to watch, you know, the next Netflix film that's potentially exclusive, just like in Sponge on a Run. But I'm really hoping that the reviews might actually go a bit up slightly for critics, because unlike the 2017 film, that fans do really enjoyed it, including myself, and some critics on the other hand though, they seem to have mixed feelings on. Well, I just have no idea why, because, well, I have no words to say. Alright, Waluigi, let's see what he's gonna do. He gets a 2, so in this case he lands on the blue. So yeah, that seems totally obvious. Alright, once again a 4-player game. Oh, wait a second! Battle game time. It's been a while since we actually played several battle minigames since Towering Treetop. And this time we're going to be worth it for about 20 or so coins. Jeez. But hopefully we can able to play a different minigame. We played Wishing Rapids last time, so we'll go for the one on the left. Hyper Sniper. A pretty cool minigame, I'm not gonna lie. In fact, this minigame can be pretty easy though, so... Fire at targets as they scroll down the screen. Whoever scores the most points wins. So, if you did shoot the Bowser target, your score will be reset to 0, so you have to be very careful. And in fact, that particular minigame does remind me of one of those minigames in Mario Party 8 that is kind of like the similar thing, except, well, in Mario Party 8 you have to deal with motion controls, whilst in here you have to simply use the control stick, and that's all there is to it. And press the A button to able to, you know, fire the actual targets themselves. So yeah, as I said, pretty easy though if you get the hang of it though, so and I'm quite surprised that we've almost at the halfway point by able to show you guys, you know, quite a few battle minigames here and there. Well, at least I'm hoping we can able to see every single battle minigames throughout the entire boards, because unlike in Mario Party 5, that we did actually miss out quite a few battle minigames due to, you know, obscure voting system as far as I'm usually concerned, so... Alright, let's see how much coins I got. 48. And then Daisy got 20 coins back. And then, obviously, both Minnie Bowser and Waluigi both tied for 3rd. Even though I wasn't paying attention to the actual coins amount they've got. So... yeah, I think it's about a good opportunity I could use my Sluggish Room so that way I could able to go almost right near to where the Star Shrine is, or the Star Space for that matter. So I think I need a 7, so boom, there you go. And because the reason why I need 7, because I really refused to able to land on that Daisy's character space. In fact, I don't know what that does though, so either way though, we'll find out until specifically what if we, God knows if someone will able to land on it. And Minnie Bowser just plays it safe, because obviously he doesn't want to land on Bowser space, so... Good thinking then, mister. Good thinking there. Alright, let's see what Daisy has to go for. She's surprisingly, she's not gonna use her Bullet Bill Orb for whatever reason. Although, she will get her a singular star. Because, you know, 40 coins worth of price from that star in mind. Yep, so it's only a star. Oh, and another thing is worth noting for as well, that, I believe we only got about, I don't know how much days we got left, for the sake of, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, we'll be releasing on, you know, Nintendo Switch, PC, and PS4, PS5, and Xbox One/Series X will be releasing. So... yeah, I'm still excited for that. I think that's the next game I'm about to be going after, just because, well, you know, in the forms of our recent the Let's Plays of several other Monkey Ball Let's Plays in the past, that you know we're still a huge fan of the series, despite it can be pretty difficult at times, most notably in the first game, so... oh boy, once again we are playing Sumo of Dumo again, so, but this time around though we face off against with Daisy, so, let's see how this goes though, eh? Come on. Come on, be gone, Daisy, be gone! I think the last time we played this one though, it was actually when we had a draw, or a tie for that matter. Because, usually relatively speaking, because we keep on like, you know, there's some struggles if we... I have no words to say about this at this point, folks, because, well, there's just not much else to say. I mean, I must be honest here, it's just the fact that it's been a while since I actually did manage to discuss on, you know, looking back and all that stuff though, but that's how it goes for me. Alright, let's see. Once again, full player minigame again. Let's see if we can play something new and fresh. Ah, so close. So close to play the other two minigames, Pokey Punch-Out and Money Belt. But at the very least, we can able to mow the grass again. Which, kind of think about it, that's, well, you probably get the idea about that. Alright, so it's up to, like, you know, keep turning and, you know, just see some, tall grass that needs cutting or trimming. And yeah, that's as far as I can talk about in terms of the forms of not only for today's discussion, but also is the fact that how well, you know, I really still a huge fan of this Faire Square board, because obviously it's all cool and everything, especially how the board itself plays out to be. But regardless of such though, I was expecting if that will be the board I might predict for DLC coming up for Mario Party Superstars for that matter. But it's just at the moment they're mainly focusing on, you know, the N64 boards as far as what most, you know, most things they might as well expect. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention about the forms of that Womp over there that you saw for about a few moments' notice. What the Womp does is that, much like in Pirate Dream in Mario Party 5, basically you're able to pay 10 coins until you get past the actual Womp, and then basically that allows you to take you to the alternative route. However though, unlike the forms of how it does it on Mario Party 5, I think we might come across into a Womp for about, I would say, twice. So, one in here, which the board we are playing right now, and the other board, which is potentially will be my least favorite board. That's, again, we'll discuss on more about it until whenever we get to the end of this board. So, who cares about that, because, I only got little amount of coins, so there you go, Waluigi, take my money. Just take my money. Or should I say with the actual hashtag from Futurama, shut up and take my money. In fact, let me know in the comments below for the question of the day. Have you guys have ever watched Futurama? Even though I've heard of it, but I've never actually watched it since then, because I'm so used to with the forms of the Simpsons, but that's how it goes for me. And Daisy, what's the point of using a bullet bill orb? It's despite the fact that I have no money. I have no coins. What's the point of able to actually using that? Nah, whatever. Or maybe she keeps on thinking about the fact that I have cash or I have coins, but nah, who knows what it is. Alright, Waluigi's gonna go to the right, and somehow he's got squashed by Daisy's Thwomp Trap. And he'll stay put. Right, another 4-player game. Let's see what minigame are we playing next. Hopefully something new. Oh, so close. But at least we got Catch You Later again. So, hopefully we'll play that again after a few turns ago. I was expecting if I was gonna able to, like, you know, predicting for that, you know, new minigames that we have not seen yet, so... But then again, much like in the forms of Mario Party 5 or something like that, then if we do miss out on quite a few minigames that we have not seen throughout in other modes like, you know, Party Mode or Solo Mode, which we'll talk more about that during at some point, and possibly into in October. And then, potentially speaking, that we'll mention more about it briefly, so... Oh, I need that pink envelope! Come on! Oh, dang it! I think the other two are in my way, both Daisy and Waluigi specifically, so... Oh well, who cares about that, because I simply still win, because of... Well, you know what I mean, I managed able to run a bit faster than the usual, but... I've no words to say about that right now, so... Alright, last turn on Faire Square. It's kind of sad that we won't be able to actually carry on playing on this for a bit, because... Obviously, we're moving on to the next board after this, so... no, I might not do the slot machine right now, just because... well, this is the last turn, so... Oh, speaking of such, we actually got our happening right there. I think that might be the only happening space I've ever landed on, so... And I was right before where the star space was, but I don't have enough coins, but whatever, because my stars count is now 26. 26 stars I've gone through. Jeez, that seems quite a lot, especially with the actual, the nighttime 5 coins for, like, you know, buying a star and stuff. I mean, yeah, that seems, you know, still quite a lot. Alright, Waluigi gets a 9 to finish up with, and is he gonna do this particular oh yeah, Star Shuffle, I think that's what the actual event is called. I wasn't paying attention to the actual, like, the text box or something like that, but, yeah, anyway. Alright, so let's see what Waluigi's gonna complete it, or succeed. Even though, mind you, that computer players can be an absolute idiots if they choose the wrong hat, but, still. Gotta say that this board might be a bit lengthy due to the forms of a lot of events like this, but, whenever we get onto the next few boards, or to be more specifically, the halfway point on certain boards, then, pretty much we're able to actually guarantee that we won't be seeing that much events, but sometimes we might able to come across into longish events due to, well, you know what I mean. Oh, here's the Zap Orb comes into play, that every time you, get involved with the Zap Orb, basically, every time you move, you lose 5 coins if you manage to able to, like, have coins with you, so... At least if I recall that correctly, so... Alright, finally, new minigame, Throw Me a Bone. This one is actually a pretty good, cool minigame as well, because we can able to take a ride on a chain jump. So, throw bones at cause the chain jump around obstacles and to the goal. Whoever reaches the goal first wins. And much like the forms of Trump Romp from the likes of Mario Party 5, I think to me that this minigame is really good chain jump minigame as well. Even then, I kind of prefer the Trump Romp a little bit more, just because of the forms of you able to try to figure out to guide the chain jump with the actual, to sanctify the actual Trump call whistle. But at the very least in this minigame this time around, we're actually going to be tossing bones on certain spots until when the chain jump managed to able to eat one, and then they're able to take you to someplace else, so... Yeah, that seems like a cool minigame to play around with, even though there might be certain obstacles you have to avoid, like these little pillars, and also some of these rocky structure obstacles that you have to avoid as well. And, oh, and by the way, if you manage to get a new record on this minigame though, basically it gets like a different, you know, victory animation, specifically for the chain jump, because as you can tell, I don't have my new record on it, sadly. But at the very least, if you do get the new record, what that usually just manages to change is that the bone gets tossed and then the chain jump runs after it, and then basically you do the character victory animation here and there. So, yeah, that's something worth noting for. So, there we go, that's pretty much about it for Fair Square, and it looks like I don't think anyone else is gonna catch up to me, just because, well, pure domination, from what I've noticed. Especially with several occasions where dual minigames comes into play, and also, you know, just investing more coins prices or anything else like that, so... But it's now time for the bonus stars, so I've pretty much gotten the minigame star, because speak for itself. And Orb Star, I think I actually got this though, I believe. Oh wait, 2 Orb Stars. Who's that go to? Oh, me and Daisy. That seems... alright. There's a good reason that Daisy managed to use her Bullet Bill Orb in the previous 2 turns. And lastly, the Action Star goes to... Yep, I was right, Minnie Bowser managed to able to get the Happening Star. Or the Action Star, whatever you want to call it. So basically, I dominated for this board just because of the amount of stars I've got is so ridiculously high. So, yeah, feels like that I pretty much win my favorite board in Mario Party 6. And to top it all off, my 3rd victory. And yeah, her animations is pretty much exactly the same as Toad, But aside from that though, yeah, she was adorable. Especially noticeable that how the fact that she'll become stable in the future. Even though despite she managed to got absence in 2009, all the way up to 2012, if I recall correctly? Or, no way, 13, that's what I was thinking of anyway, because Mario Kart 8 came out in 2014 after all, so... Anyway, wow, looks like, it's actually kind of close between me and Daisy and, well, Minnie Bowser and stuff like that, but again, I have no words to say. So, no Bowser spaces, no Miracle spaces, and only one DK space by me, but that's okay for me. So, I think suffice to say is the fact that we'll pretty much gonna end things off here. So join me next weekend for more of Let's Play of Mario Party 6. Is the fact that we'll hit on to probably is my least favorite board in the game, which appears to be Snowflake Lake, which I'll talk more about it until next weekend. So I'll see you then. Later, fellas.